Hello and welcome to another behind the scenes so far. Yeah, I thought it was a bit zoomed in really. Anyway, no, welcome to another behind the scenes so far. What should I say? What should I go through first? Well, I was gonna use that Dalek, that Imperial Dalek. That's the same one that I got from the Colin Baker 2-pack, Dalek Doctor Pack thing. I was gonna use that one in this part, but it looks like I didn't. Obviously, there's a massive graveyard of Daleks and the War Doctor looking badass, just chilling in front of the TARDIS, which is always cool. Obviously, the cliffhanger part 5 gets resolved. It was a force field. There was a force field over Davros, which ain't too bad, really, of a cop-out ending, or, like, reason out of that cliffhanger. Because, like, I hate it when there's a cliffhanger, like, the Doctor gets captured or something in an episode, and then, basically, the way of the Doctor getting out of it in a classic series one might be just use the Sonic. That might have happened in some of the episodes, I can't really remember, but I guess you could argue that might only usually happen if it's like a 6-part story, which is fair enough, because, you know, to think of 6 different ways of getting out of a cliffhanger, or something happening like the Doctor getting, you know, I don't know, getting stuck somewhere or falling off of a ledge, and that, cause I think in Paradise Towers he does, but thinking of different ways of resolving the cliffhanger, apart from just using the Sonic, is pretty hard, so I guess that's why. And also it makes more sense for them to do it in the 6-parters. But anyway, I'm kind of going off topic. Yeah, I was saying that basically what happened is that force field went over Davros, which is basically this force field that I got from a destroyer droid thing from Star Wars. So I used to collect the Star Wars figures. I don't have any anymore. Well, I still have them, but I don't really have them anymore, if that makes sense. Like, I still have them, but I don't collect them, is basically what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that one was going to be in there, in this part, but I didn't. I forgot to add him into this part. Also, I don't know, you could comment below these two things, which are 2 questions that I'm going to ask you. One, did you think there was enough Dalek variation? You know, i.e. different Daleks. You know, you got 2 Paradigm Daleks, you got a Dalek, Bronze Dalek, you got one of those ones, which is a Patrick Troughton one, you got a Genesis Dalek, you got 2 from Resurrection, which I think the main difference from them is that the mesh is silver, and that, whereas those ones aren't as silver, or a kind of like a dark silver. You got an Ironside, which is basically like a normal one of those, but Army one. You got a Destiny of the Daleks, Suicide Dalek, you got Supreme Dalek, you got a lot of different Daleks, but I'd like to say, could you comment below and say whether or not you think that the amount of different Daleks in the 6-part span of Dalek Civil War was enough for you. What else? Also, I did want Davros to be getting a bit more mad and, like, crazy in this part, but obviously he didn't. But basically, if you've watched part 6, which I think I recommend you watch part 6 first and then watch these. If you watch these and then part 6, it wouldn't really make sense, because I usually discuss what happened in that part and what I thought was good and stuff. Basically, what happens in this is basically kind of a big deal, because this figure, this is the Dark Doctor. Not the War Doctor, but in my series is the Dark Doctor. Basically, is like everything that is dark about the Doctor put into a body. So I could have used the 9th Doctor, I could have used any of the other Doctors that I hadn't already used in my figure adventures. But I particularly wanted to use the War Doctor figure, because he has like a dark kind of costume, more dark than all the other Doctors that I hadn't used. But I mean, I could have used the 9th, because he has quite a dark costume, you know, the leather, just the black leather jacket, but I do prefer the War Doctor one, because obviously it's more detailed and it's more a new figure, so it's got better articulation, so I can, you know, do stuff like, you know, move his legs a bit more about and stuff like that. So, yeah. So basically what happens is that there's a deal between Davros and the Dark Doctor. And basically why I refer to him as the Dark Doctor is because, yeah, again, he is everything that is dark about the Doctor in a body. But that doesn't mean that he can not become good. He will become good in a later episode, or later episodes. But, but things are going to happen with him that I've got planned. Talking about stuff like that, the next video is the Series 6 trailer, which I've already got a lot of ideas for, and I already know what figures I need and what I'm going to be doing in it, basically. I have like a basic outline of what I want to do, so I've got that planned. And then from there, we start Series 6, or I say we, but I start Series 6, which will start off with Runaway Girl, which is an introduction to a new character, a new companion even. I'm not going to give too much away, and it's probably going to be a 4-part story, that one, just to see if I can do 4-part stories anymore, because like recently all of them have been either 5-part, like Red Planet Project, or 6 parts like Dalek Civil War and the Spirits. What else? Yeah, there was a deal, and basically this Dark Doctor, this is like the first time we see him. So, obviously, in actual Doctor Who terms, this is like, instead of the Night of the Doctor, it's basically like Dalek Civil War in its place. So, basically, by that, then you would see him on Gallifrey. And so I was thinking, oh, well, maybe in this, because he's the Dark Doctor, maybe he makes a deal with Davros to, deactivate all the sky trenches, which is what I do in this video. And basically then you might be like, oh, well, then why is the Doctor fighting on Gallifrey? Well, then I could say, well, maybe he changes his heart, maybe he gets better as time progresses, and basically maybe then he decides to actually fight against the Daleks and stuff, which is, it's already too late anyway because he's deactivated the sky trenches, but he's changed his mind and he's like fighting on the front lines of Gallifrey and stuff. But Davros already knows that he's like betrayed him and that, and it don't matter anyway because waiting 2 millennia to stop the war means that he's grown his army all the bigger. Because basically in the prequel as well to Dalek Civil War, if you've watched the prequel, the Daleks, the Gallifreyans send the Doctor here on Skaro, or pretend Skaro, basically to make the Civil War worse. But the Doctor knows that he can't get the Dalek Supreme and the Dalek and Davros to negotiate. So basically, his alternative way of figuring it out is by making this deal to, one, free himself from this situation, because the alternative would be death and that. So he's saved his own skin, and he's basically done what the Time Lords have asked him. But obviously he's going to lie and say that it all went successfully and not tell them that he made this deal. Because obviously if he tells them that he's made this deal with the with Davros against the Gallifreyans to deactivate all 400 sky trenches above Arcadia, then obviously they'd kill him or put him in jail or whatnot. So, so he's lying to his own people. And basically what Davros is saying is whether or not he can live with it. Because as he makes a good point, he kills he shot Davros at the end of part 5, but could he really live with that? And that was for like a split second, and that that he was pretending to be dead. So will he be able to really stomach the fact that most of the people who are dying on Gallifrey will be because of him? Talking about stuff like that, I did script some of this again on my notebook. Mainly the stuff about like the. Let me just check it again. Basically, the stuff about the deal and stuff, just so I'd actually remember it, Basically, it says, Davros, I will make you a deal. What is this deal? Well, if you let me free, I will go to Gallifrey at the beginning of the Time Lords, at the beginning of Gallifrey, of the Time War even, and deactivate all 400 sky trenches above Arcadia, but you must not attack Gallifrey for 2 millennia, okay? And then it says, Davros, you have no you have yourself a deal, but will you be able to live with the consequences of your actions, Time Lord? And then I've got like loads of exclamation marks, because then you go, Time Lord, you know, and be like, Time Lord, and kind of shout it and whatnot. So yeah. So basically, yeah, we got Series 6. So this is the last episode in Series 5. I've got the Series 6 trailer, the next thing. I will probably be doing that soon, but then from there, there'll be a gap from the Series 6 trailer, A Runaway Girl, which is only a 4-part story. And then there'll be the Kraken, which is the second episode in Series 6, and then the Warrior of Time, and then another trailer, so that'll probably be called Series 6 Part 2 trailer, which will be a trailer of the next 2 episodes, because there's only 5 episodes in Series 6. And then the next 2, the last 2 in Series 6 are The Network and Judgment Day, and then obviously there'll be a trailer again for Series 7. So yeah, a lot to look forward to, a lot of great ideas that I've got coming your way. I've got, a lot of amazing ideas coming your way. I was maybe thinking of showing you the action figures that might be in the Series 6 trailer, but I think that's just giving way too much away. So actually, yeah, you'll have to wait for the Series 6 trailer a little bit, but then when it's there, you'll have to wait probably quite a long time. I want it to sink in, you know, I want people to be replaying it a lot, and, you know, and that, like I was when I was waiting for Series 8, I was replaying the Series 8 trailer a lot until Series 8 came, you know, and I want people to have that same hype. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching, comment, rate, and subscribe.